Hi, good morning. It's our weekly live Q&A. So while we're just waiting for people to know and for Facebook to be telling me here, I'm just going to practice something that Susie Fido of Marketing with Ethics has been teaching me and reminding me to do, that when I do go on live in my groups, so those of you doing live Q&As at the moment, be aware that while you're actually doing it, you can share it. You can also invite people to come to it. So I'm just going to quickly do that because there's a couple of groups that I'm supporting that this will be useful to put in there, and also I can put it on my actual business page. So as soon as you come online, just tell me. The subject today is why can't I say no? One of the biggest challenges that we can have is when our critic is going off and challenging us, and what you want to say is no, but you end up saying yes. Then you end up overcommitted, then you end up in overwhelm, and you don't end up feeling very happy or actually doing more of what you love. In fact, instead of ditching the critic, you end up ditching your dreams, your aspirations and your hopes. So that's the subject for today. So you've got two people on. Please, hello. Hi, DL. Thanks for joining us. So it says, I'll come out with a new message I haven't seen before. Hi, DL. It says, if viewing your video, now tap to invite her to join your video as a guest. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Do you fancy having a go at that, DL? I can get you to join as a guest. I'm not sure how that works. We can try it. Hey, great, you're in today, G. Fantastic, great to see you. I won't put you on live, DL, if you don't want to. So let me know if you're up for trying that. I've never tried it before. I'm just going to quickly share this on my business page so that we can be doing that on the same place at the same time. And then when I've done that, I can be all yours. So I just need to do that. Yeah. Okay. So are you dressed and decent, DL? If I check it, it says here tap the video. All new technology. Viewers, you'll see viewers here when they join your video. Tap any viewer to interact with them. How fab's that? We were talking, weren't we, about how to do Zoom, G. So if you decide you want to do that, we can do it. Anyone else want to leave a comment? Let's see whether we're... So DL's there. So DL, I believe if I do that, you can... Not sure. I just have only got one person with us now, so I don't know if G's had to go. Just put a comment, G, if you're still around. It's always a bit... I love technology, but it's probably not much fun for you guys watching me while I'm playing with the screen. Okay, let me see if there's not sure there's anything else I can do here. No, not sure how to do that. Okay, we'll give that a miss. So we've got 3 people live. So good morning and welcome to Manage Your Critic live Q&A, and it's the 5th of May. And I'm Cheryl Andrews, I'm the founder, and I'm also known, and hence the hat, as the Strength and Solution Detective. And I'm really, really passionate about helping you to manage your critic, that little voice in your head that says, oh, I can't do that, I shouldn't do this, that stops you from showing up and do your best work and living your best life, because we only get one crack at it, depending on what your faith or beliefs are. But, you know, it's a short period of time. Even if you live to 100, it's not really a lot of time to achieve things. If you've got things and a message you want to get out there, things you want to do to make a difference, whether it's in your own personal life, with your family, or on a global mission, I do truly believe it all starts by having that inner confidence and that quiet mind, that clarity of what it is you want. And so this week the subject is, why can't I say no? So if you can resonate with that, if you can resonate that you say yes when actually you mean no, then please put some links below and let me know that I'm not talking to myself and that you also resonate with that. And I just want to talk about some of the things that each one of you will be different. Okay, the truth is that when I work with a client, I'm asking you questions so you can model out your step-by-step process of what happens. But having worked with a number of clients and had this happen several times, what you'll probably find is it's like an autopilot response. And so I just want to talk about some of the things that my clients have discovered, is that there's this kind of defense mechanism, because saying no might involve conflict. It might involve upsetting somebody. It might involve someone not liking you, or it might involve someone disapproving of you. And so we don't say no. I'm very fortunate as well to be married to a husband who doesn't really like to say no, but it can be really frustrating as well if someone doesn't say no and they're not clear with you about what they don't want, because you end up thinking or assuming they want to do it, and so you start making plans to do things with them, and then they get some resistance and the procrastination. So actually, sometimes when we say yes when we should have said no, we don't deliver the best version of us anyway, and that becomes frustrating for the other people, or we don't actually do what we say we're going to do when we're going to do it. So the power of learning to say no can drastically improve your communications. It can drastically improve the way that you feel, and definitely about your energy levels. When you've got clarity and you've got confidence to say, this is what I want, that doesn't work for me, no, I can't do this, but yes, I can do that, and this is when I can do it, then it just frees you up. It just frees you up. So the number one thing is that the reason why we don't say no is often we don't actually know what we want. So it's like someone asks us to do something and we'll do it because we don't think we've got anything better to do. And it's because we don't have a plan. We don't have structure. We don't know what we want. So the number one thing I say is do take some time out and think about, and it'll depend how your time frames work, depending where you are on the wealth dynamics will depend whether you tend to do big pictures. But if you thought about your life, if it was just the way you'd like it, you know, if you were working your best, how many hours would you be working? What days of the week would you be working? How many weeks of the year would you be working? How many years are you going to still be working? So in the next 5 years, how many years of those do you want to be working? Really think about what do you actually want in terms of your work life, so that if you know you want to work 8 till 4 Monday to Friday, if somebody may ask you to work at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday night, for example, you will already know that that's a no for you, that you don't work those times. And if you are going to be flexible about not working those times, then you have a rule. So for example, I don't do evening coaching. I'm not my best. I was up at 4:30 today. I'm an early riser. So I do work with people at that time of night, but they tend to live in Australia or on the different side of the country, so that it's 4:30 my time and it's 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock their time. But occasionally I'll come across somebody who I really want to work with. I just really like them. And I think, do you know what? I'd love to do that kind of work. So because of the nature of the work, the nature of the session, the nature of the project, the purpose that the coach session is going to have, I think, do you know what? I can do that. And so occasionally I will book an evening client, but I have a rule that I'll only do one at any one time. So I have one evening client at the moment, been working with me for about a year, and until that client finishes, it's a no for evenings because I can't do any more evenings. So number one thing, think about what it is you want, particularly about your working. And then also think about your living, because what can happen is you just only think about one section of your life. So it's about you personally, your working environment and your living environment. So I had someone I was working with this week is that they keep saying yes to work, but that's because they've never consciously thought about if they were living at their best, what would be happening. So do take some time out to have a real think about if you were living at your best, what would you be doing? So if you'd have the whole weekend off and wouldn't be thinking about work, or you wouldn't work in the evenings, or you'd have 2 days off midweek, for me, I work 40 weeks of the year. Those of you know, I don't have customer facing projects or anything where I have to meet people or open my home up for April, August and December, because my home is a retreat for other people, but I have those 3 months where it becomes my space, my home, where I can leave it messy for a few days if I need to. It gives me time to sort of download, and I do work. I do things like my planning and my writing, but I don't have any customers coming in. So get really clear, if you were living at your best, that would be like what? And for me, it is about having time where I'm completely off. I'm present with the family and friends. I'm not feeling like I've got to check Facebook all the time or check emails. I can be 100% present and do the things I want to do. So the number one thing to help say no is you have to know what you want. So that's the first thing. The second thing is about confidence. It's about actually understanding how you work. What makes you different, because then you know the why. So if, for example, I say to people I don't do evenings, my why is I'm just not as good coaching on an evening than any other time. So the one coaching client I have taken on, it's a 45-minute session. It's always at 6 o'clock and it's on a Tuesday, because Tuesdays I don't do any other coaching, and I do all my fitness and I do coffees and catching up with people. So I have quite what I call a light day. So I'm not having to use my brain as much like I do when I'm coaching. If I'm in a coaching day and I spend 8 hours of listening to somebody, it takes a lot of concentration. I'm trying to track patterns, and to do another one at 6 o'clock at night, I just wouldn't bring the best of me to the party. So the confidence is about you understanding how you work at your best, when do you work at your best, and knowing that you're not doing this to be unhelpful. It's actually because you want to deliver a good service. You want to be able to give the best of you. And actually for me, working in the evenings or at the weekends, and occasionally I do weekends. Karen and I are running a retreat 20th and 21st of May, but it's planned out and I know that I'm going to do it, and I don't do that many weekends. So really have confidence in the way that you work and why you do it. And the last thing is the support part of it. If you have got in a habit of doing things with somebody and you're now going to have to change something, then sometimes this is the hardest bit. And this is usually when I get involved with clients, because you've got into a pattern of saying yes to somebody, maybe it's a friend or a client, and now you want to change that behavior. You want to change it. So you're going to have to do things differently. And it can feel like there's quite a bit of resistance to that. And I want you to think about the first thing I suggest you do is first get really clear what you want. Have confidence why that's important to you for your own health, your own well-being, the success of your business, whatever it might be. I know certainly for me, the fact that I've got the London to Paris or the 300 equivalent ride in July, it means I have to do that training. If I let my training slip, I'm going to get behind, and I'm not going to, well, I will do the 300 miles, but it was going to hurt a lot more than if I was fitter and trainer, and I can't afford to leave training days behind. I've got to get those under my belt. So when you know why it's important, that can be enough. I think the last bit is that if you want to change something with somebody, is really get very clear about your purpose and intention. Because often when we're going to change things, if we've got that fear going on, we're a fear of upsetting them, fear that they're not going to like it, maybe they're going to fall out with us, or they're going to talk us into doing it when we don't want to, or whatever that thing that is that's going on for you. So it's actually checking with them and finding out, say to them, what I want to have happen is for you to be okay. You could even say, if you wanted to, I want you to not be upset. I want you to still like me. I want you to know that I care about you and I really want to help you. And this is where I talk about in the book, The Power of and I want to take care of my own needs right now. And what I need at the moment is to have some time off, or I need to do whatever, what it is that you want. And what works for me is X, Y, and Z. And given all that, ask them what they'd like to have happen. And as long as you can get yourself in that calm state where you can say it slowly, what can go wrong with this is that when you're trying to change behavior, is that you're so nervous about it that you say it so fast that it actually feels like it's being attacked. So I just want to play around, because one of the things that we do on the Motivated Manager Mentor course is that we play around with in groups with our pace. So if I said to you, let's think, I'll pick on DL, I don't want to do that anymore, and what I want to have happen is this, and what I want you to do is this, and I just talk it really fast, compared with DL, you know that we agreed to do X, Y, and Z. Well, what I'd like to have happen is to find a way so that we can do that, and I can give myself some time back, and I can have time with my children or my business or whatever it is. So when that's where I'm at, what's happening for you, or what would you like to have happen? And actually slowing your voice down and actually giving the words time to land with the other person can help them to actually hear what you've got to say. And then the most important part really about all of that when you start doing this is, remember, you've probably churned this over in your head for hours and hours and hours, and you may even worked with a coach like me. You may have talked to lots of friends and got loads of clarity, and then you go to this person and you say, I want things to be different, and you expect them to respond instantly with a positive response. And they've had no time to digest it, no time to reflect on it. So give them space and time. Say to them, don't need to answer me now, have a think on it, come back to me in a day or two, or come back to me later. Let people have time to think, and then ask them what they would like. But the most important is that you're talking about what you want. You don't go in to say, look, I don't want you taking up all my time. I don't want you, draining my energy. I don't want you doing whatever. Is what I'd like to have happen is this, and what I'd like to have happen is this, and what works for me is this. And I sometimes just ask the question, would that work for you? Or can you see how we could get all of that together? So you're not having to come up with all the answers, but what you are doing is inviting people to talk to you about the solutions. So I can't see any comments on here now, and I don't think it's because I've put this thing up with these videos on. I'm not sure. I'm going to try and see if I can bring you in, Susie. I can see you on there because I'm playing with this new technology. I'm not sure how that... So Susie can't join live on the video. Okay, that's fine. We'll try another one. Penny, you will be able to see. Penny, are you brave? Do you want to have a go to see if we can do the video? Hope you're dressed. I haven't tried this before. So I'll invite you and see if this works. I've never done it before. But if in the meantime, if you've got any questions at all about the power of saying no, probably the thing that I've learned is when I say no, nothing horrible happens. And if I do it with good intention, and I do it with my heart open and really genuinely wanting good for them and for me at the same time, not just wanting them to leave me alone so I can get on with my life, is that it gives other gives other people permission to say no too. So be aware of that. You know, if you start standing up and being really clear what you want, and you invite other people to be clear about what they want, then they can say too. So Penny, I hope you don't mind your video's on. So you just, hello.
You can see my hand.
I can see your hand. I'm sorry, I just wanted to... So I don't know if you've got any questions, but it was just me playing around with this new technology. We can have a look at Penny's studio. Those of you seen Facebook recently, this is where I was on, what day was it? Wednesday, having some new photos done for Karen and I, ready for the next lot of events that we're running. I don't know how to turn you off now, Penny, because I don't want to leave you on live if you don't want to be on the screen. So I think I've done it. Yeah, okay. Oh, well, so now we know that we can actually get you to interact. Those of you that want to, what we can do next Friday is that if you come on live and somebody would like to be facilitated, maybe you've got an actual challenge with your critic, maybe there's a particular scenario and you'd like to have some free coaching with me to help you to unravel it, which would hopefully be helpful and inspiring for other people, then I'm up for giving as much help as I can away to help you guys sort things out. So please, I haven't had many comments. I can't really see what's going on. I don't think it's because I've put this video thing on. Oh wait, yeah, I have got some. DL's put hi Penny. You're summarizing for me, G. Thanks ever so much. I really love that when you do that. DL says, makes a big difference. Now I don't know what that's referring to. So if you can let me know, DL, that'd be great. Summarize, speak calmly, think about it. I'm just checking there's no messages that I need to answer. Susie's got, our planning day really helped me to know what I want to focus on over the next 3 years and what I need to do in the shorter period to achieve that. Thank you, Cheryl. You're very welcome. And I can't think of a better scenario environment coming out to Greece to do that with you. Yeah, but sorry, I'm not decent. Yeah, it's a bit of a shock in if I start saying, would you like to come on live with me? So I think that's probably it for today. So if you've got any questions, guys, please put them down. If you like the idea of coming on next time and having some free coaching, please let me know, and I will be on live at 8 o'clock next Friday. Please share with me, what's your critic saying? So I heard this week that people struggling with saying no. What's your critic saying? What's their beliefs? What's the rules that it's telling you that you need to be following that is stopping you from actually working and living at your very best? You absolutely deserve to be happy. Communication with other people is possible, but the starting point is you have to have clarity of what you want and what works for you. You need to understand why you want it and why it's important, and then you can start to show up. Because if these are people you really care about, clients, family, friends, you are going to be a better version of you when you're settled inside, when you're happy with who you are. And particularly if you've got, I know that there's some people on the call today that have got some challenging stuff going on for you, and you're the main supporter perhaps for other people. And I will say to you that it's important that you get someone listening to you so that you can keep your head clear and you can be 100% present for those people that need you. And it's about knowing what you need to keep yourself resourced for everybody else. Lots of love to you all. Thanks for joining me today. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the group during the week. Bye.